Now to a story you're seeing only on CBS This Morning. An amazing look at a vital transportation advance in New York City. To fully capture the project's massive scale, we're using the first drone ever allowed inside the New York subway system. The subway has a ridership of more than 5.5 million every weekday. And Don Dahler is inside what will become the East 72nd Street station in Manhattan. Don, this is so cool. Good morning.
Oh, you have no idea how cool this is. The drone is almost at street level, the corner of 2nd Avenue and 72nd Street on the east side of Manhattan, making its way down to where I am at the mezzanine level of this new subway station, about 80 to 85 feet below the street. The tracks are another 20 or so feet down below where I am. When this station opens up sometime next year, it's expected to handle about 200,000 people every day. That's more than ride the entire 17-mile length of the Los Angeles subway.
The 2nd Avenue subway is no longer just a pipe dream. 10 stories underground, nearly 2 miles of track have been laid. Air-tempered train platforms have been built, and 3 cavernous stations are taking shape. The work is about 85% complete.
The next 15% are probably the toughest one to accomplish because we're talking about integrating a brand new line with something that goes back 100 years.
Michael Horodnicianu oversees the project for the Metropolitan Transportation Authority.
But for many New Yorkers, it feels like this has been going on for 100 years just alone.
I have been told that I am at least 86 years behind.
CBS This Morning hired a drone company to survey the progress.
What's the main challenge?
Just all the obstacles.
That's an active construction site.
Yeah.
But kind of cool?
Yeah, it's very cool.
The 2nd Avenue subway was first proposed in the 1920s, but over the decades, funding was derailed by the Great Depression and World War II, the 70s financial crisis, and the costs of simply maintaining the world's largest subway system. As the delays piled up, the subway line became a punchline.
Believe me, when they finish the 2nd Avenue subway, this apartment will quadruple in value.
The MTA says Phase 1 from 96th Street to 63rd Street is on track, but the original plan called for a subway 8.5 miles long that would be finished by 2020. Philip Plotch is writing a book on the 2nd Avenue subway. A former MTA planning manager, he doubts more stations will open during his lifetime.
It's $4.5 billion for 3 stations. The whole thing, when it's done, should be about 15 stations. So they need another $5 or $6 billion for the next phase of this project, and they don't have the money.
What about Phase 2?
We do not have yet the funds for it.
Where do you think those funds will come from?
At this point, we are actually working with the state.
You think the state is still committed to finishing this project?
I believe so, yes.
Their perpetually cash-strapped MTA already has a $14 billion hole in its capital program. But Phase 1 of the 2nd Avenue subway isn't to blame. Unlike other huge public works like Boston's Big Dig or San Francisco's New Bay Bridge, this one is expected to come in under budget. Right now, the east side of Manhattan, home to about 650,000 people, more than the entire population of Nashville, has just one subway line.
It carries more people than Boston and Chicago and San Francisco combined. It's so crowded that when people try to get on the train, they crash into the people who are getting off the train.
Michael, do you ever think about the fact that what you're building here is going to serve people for maybe over 100 years?
Actually, the answer is yes. I will be able to leave behind New York a little better place, knowing that my grandkids will be able to use this thing. It's a great feeling.
The drone is now coming up from the south. The 63rd Street station is back that way. They haven't laid these tracks yet. By the way, the tracks they're putting down are special vibration-reducing tracks, so you won't get that rumbling street level that you get in other parts of the city. This is the first major expansion of the New York City subway system in 50 years, and the agency says that there has never been an urban project like this conducted in such a densely populated area. By the way, the drone company that took those amazing pictures is Air Robo. They are the first FAA licensed company to work like that in New York City.
Thank you, Don. Very cool. You look like you're ready to work.